Well, hello, good morning, everyone, and thank you so much for the introduction and for organizing this event. It's true, it's been the third one, I believe, that I've come to, so it's always great to be here and be able to participate and provide some information about funding, so that's always good to hear. So, maybe not. I can do it from here. Yeah, no problem. So yeah, NSERC, for anyone that's not familiar, is the Natural Sciences and Engineering Research Council of Canada. We're one of the 3 granting agencies of the government, and we provide funding for research that is performed at universities in the fields of science and engineering. Here's a little bit about some of the grants we have. So I would say approximately 2/3 of the funding that NSERC has is devoted to what is called basic research, and is what is going to fellowships for students and also graduate students and postdocs. But we also have 1/3 of our budget that goes into what is called the innovation stream. So this is mainly collaborations between universities and industry. So that's what I'm going to be talking to you about a little bit more today. A little bit more about the investments that NSERC has around in Canada. So as you see, this is a little bit old, this slide, but it's been over $1 billion that NSERC has been invested in Canada, and approximately 453 of these has been invested in the province of Ontario. And I'm going to be briefly talking about some news that have been happening in the past month, so I'll leave that for the end. NSERC's head office is in Ottawa. We do have regional offices scattered around the country. I work particularly in the office that is located in Mississauga, so not that far from here. Here's a little bit of information from our office. And welcome to drop by whenever you want, and I'm usually try to be around Waterloo as well to meet with people here too. So I'll touch base on some of the programs that we work with. So I wanted to start with a program that is a little bit different than the others. It's called Experience Awards. So this is a wage reimbursement to hire undergraduate students at companies. So Experience Awards, the idea is that a company can hire an undergraduate students enrolled in any careers in natural sciences and engineering to work for a short term with them. The students can work 12 to 16 weeks at the company. They will be considered employees of the company. And what NSERC is going to be providing is a 4.5K contribution for the company to pay to the salary of the student. The company has to top this up. Submissions can be done up to 2 months after the start date, but also it can be done a month before the start. And it's a very quick turnaround time, approximately 4 weeks, with a success rate of 90%. So it's not a competition, it's just a matter of meeting certain requirements from the company side and the student side, but it's not a competition. So here's briefly the eligibility requirements for you to know, and I'm sure they're gonna probably post this or send these slides along, so you can have them and also otherwise check on our website. But for you to have an idea what we are needed from both the student and the company side. So from the company side, we need to be a company. We need for them to be doing R&D on site, for you to have a space to be able to host the student to do this work. I'll move forward a little bit more. The next grant I wanted to mention are the Connect grants. So these are grants meant to foster collaborations, for people to get to know each other. So there are 2 types of grants. Level 1 is for professors. To be able to travel to companies. So if you're a professor and you have a company that is located a little bit far away and you want to meet with them, talk about potential collaborations, potential projects that you may have, you can apply to the the Connect Grant Level 1. This is up to $5,000 for travel that can be used up to 3 months to travel anywhere across the country. The next level is level 2, and it's meant to provide funding for connector events, so events where there's going to be industry and academia together. The idea is that there's going to be funding and people are going to be able to meet and start working and discussing about potential projects they can work on. So that's the Connect level 2. So moving a little bit up, say you met someone, you are interested in starting a collaboration, we have a grant called Engage. This is meant to for new research partnerships. So you meet someone, you want to start a collaboration, you are maybe not quite ready to dive into something super long. So we have the Engage grants that is for 6-month collaboration, 6-month projects. It's a $25,000 grant that is paid to the university to work on a company-specific problem. There's no cash required from the company, so good news. We would only require in-kind. IP belongs to the company. We decided this in order to make things fast and not have to be dealing at this point with IP issues between the university and the company. Rolling deadline, you can apply anytime, and the turnaround time is 6 weeks with an 85% success rate. So again, not a competition, just looking for appropriate projects and mainly partnerships to work on. Briefly touching on the eligibility requirements from the company side, they need to operate from a Canadian base, so companies that are located abroad are welcome to apply, but they need to show us that they're performing R&D in Canada, and that they're going to be able to fully exploit any research results obtained in Canada. For startups, they need to have minimum 2 full-time employees and be in operation for 2 years to be eligible to apply. So here's a little bit of the impact that we've received from companies and from professors after the Engage. So once the 6 months are up, what we're going to do is ask people to submit only a survey, not like lengthy reports about the project, just a small survey about how the collaboration worked, what can we do better. So just to highlight a couple of numbers here, 94% of companies would describe the project as a success. 1 in 4 Engage grants actually led to longer-term research collaborations, and overall 98% of companies would recommend Engage to other companies. So that's really good feedback that we've received so far. You can partner with other agencies if you want to apply to NSERC Engage. If you want to have a little bit longer projects, you can partner with 2 agencies. One is the OCE, Ontario Centers of Excellence. So this is one of the organizations based here in Ontario, so it's for companies that are located in Ontario. So you can apply to both projects at the same time, and you can get funding for up to a year. So in this case, NSERC will provide $25,000, OCE, wait an hour. Okay. So NSERC can provide $25,000, OCE $20,000, and there's a $5,000 requirement, cash requirement from the company. So the same rules apply that apply to NSERC and to OCE apply here, and you can do this application submission directly to OCE. Another agency we are friends with is Mitacs, and we have here Ashley. Ashley, do you want to say hi? That is from Mitacs, so she'll be able to assist you with these too. So Mitacs is a national not-for-profit organization. They're located throughout Canada, and they also provide funding for industry-academia collaborations, but they're mainly focused on students, funding for students. So what you can do here is also tie up an NSERC Engage with a Mitacs Accelerate Award, and you can have funding for students too. So in this case, the way it would look is $25,000 that come from NSERC, $7,500 from Mitacs, and then there's a requirement of $7,500 cash from the company. And again, same eligibility rules that you will have from the NSERC or the Accelerate application, and the application is done directly to NSERC in this case. So taking it one step further, you participated in a 6-month grant with an Engage, for example. You're ready to take it to the next level and have a longer-term collaboration. So for that, we have the collaborative research and development grants. So these grants are a little bit flexible. The duration of the grant can be from 1 to 5 years. There's no minimum requirement regarding the funds, but we can provide up to $1 million per year. You can, of course, have a prior relationship with the company. In this case, it can be a collaboration between more than one professor, more than one company, if it makes sense for the project. And there's a cash contribution required. The leverage is going to be 2 to 1. So mainly what this means is that for every dollar that the company puts in, NSERC would put double that. So there's the leverage of the cash and in-kind contributions. Again, we're looking forward to an active involvement of the company. This is not a competition. You can apply anytime, and success rate is, again, very high, approximately 85%. And here's just a very simple example of a CRD. So say, for example, the total project is $160K. What's going to happen is industry is going to go put $50K as cash, $50 as in-kind, and NSERC is going to match both of that, so it's going to be $100K coming up. And then you can have other sources that can be matched, not matched, but can be included in the project as well. So this is very easy. Be happy to chat with you if you have any questions about more specific about how the funding would work. So there have been some changes recently. So yes, there's sometimes changes in government agencies. So in the last federal budget, there has been, probably a lot of you heard, a huge increase for what is called discovery funding, for basic funding. So there's going to be an approximately 20% increase in discovery grants for the next competition. There has also been a lot of increase for colleges. So regarding research partnership programs, we don't have more money available, but we do have a new mandate, that is that we have to merge our 6 programs into one. So that's super challenging, but also a really great opportunity. So that's currently happening, so no major decisions that I can share with you yet, but there are going to be changes starting next fiscal year, so in April. And I'm assuming probably by the end of this year, we'll be able to communicate a little bit more how this is going to be working out. So it's going to be probably called CRD, so we're trying to put all the programs into the same umbrella and have some new rules as well. To make things easier, we know that maybe CRD sometimes take a long time for review, so the idea is try to make things as easier as possible. Until then, business as usual. If you have any applications for CRD, for Engage that you want to apply to, go ahead. We are going to honor anything that comes our way until the next fiscal year. So just business as usual for the time being. So here's a little bit who you can to contact. If it's for Engage, feel free to reach out to myself. And if it's questions about Connect, my colleague Sarah, Experience, my colleague Maya in the office. And for CRD, they're mainly managed in Ottawa, so you can contact them, or I can maybe help you out a little bit as well. So thank you very much, and I'll be around for any questions you have.
Thank you, Alan.
Thank you.
Really appreciate it.
Thank you.